Let's talk about what really happened when apartheid ended. Because a lot of people like to act like white South Africans just decided to give up power out of the goodness of their hearts. But that's not what happened. They didn't wake up one morning and say, well, you know what?
We've been so unfair.
Let's change things.
No, they had no choice.
The world turned against them. The economy was collapsing under sanctions. They couldn't travel freely. They couldn't play sports internationally. Trade deals were cut off. The pressure was mounting, and they saw that if they didn't act, there would be an uprising they couldn't control. So what did they do? They let go just enough to keep what they had. They gave political freedom, but held on to the money. The land, the resources, the power. They made sure that when they stepped aside, they still had the upper hand. And here's the truth. They were never sorry. No real apology, no true reparations. They didn't try to make things right. They just acted like apartheid was some unfortunate accident. And even today, most of them still don't care. They watch as black South Africans struggle in poverty, as inequality grows, as land reform remains just a debate. They complain about crime and corruption, as if they didn't set up this system to fail black people from the start. They say, it's not our fault anymore. It's been 30 years. But they never gave up their advantage.
And now they're running to the US, the UK, Australia, painting themselves as victims.
Saying they're being persecuted.
And guess what?
It's working.
They're getting sympathy, getting funding.
Getting media coverage, while the black South Africans, who suffered under apartheid, get nothing. Just look at AfriForum, an organization that calls itself a civil rights group. But all they do is defend the privileges of white South Africans. They fight against land reform, against transformation,
against anything that might level the playing field.
And yet they get international support, donations, and airtime.
And who do they run to?
Donald Trump, the man who, during his presidency, claimed white South African farmers were being killed in a so-called genocide. A complete lie, but that's the power of their network. They cry victim and the world listens. Then you have Elon Musk, a South African, who grew up benefiting from apartheid, but acts like he had nothing to do with it. Now he's a billionaire in the US,
acting like he's self-made,
while the people he left behind are still suffering.
Has he ever spoken about the injustices of apartheid?
No, but he has time to comment on woke culture and free speech. And here's the most painful part. Forgiveness was given freely.
Too freely.
Black people forgave them, hoping for reconciliation.
Hoping for a real new South Africa.
But how do you reconcile with people who were never sorry? That's the conversation that's starting to grow. Did they forgive too soon? Did they forgive people who never deserved it? 'Cause while they hold on to everything they took, the people they oppressed are still waiting for justice that may never come.